YouTube, what's up? It's your girl Beauty, the cutie, the one and only truly. You see me? Now, hi guys, what's up? I hope everybody's day is going lovely. You know, pure positive vibes in the air. I'm excited because this is my third tutorial that I'm getting into. So yes, baby girl's getting up there. Yes. But today's tutorial is going to be today's tutorial is going to be a closure sewing. Okay, I'm going to be doing a regular sewing in the back, but I'm going to be sewing down a 4x4 closure up in the front. Yes, because baby girl needs to get this hair done ASAP. I'm looking crazy. But without further ado, I'd like to get into the video. Don't be too chatty. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so right here we're going to be using the Silk Elements Coconut Heat Cream. It smells completely amazing. I love this product. I use it every time I apply heat to my hair. So if I'm flat ironing my hair, blow drying, whatever, I tend to put this because it reduces frizz, leaves my hair silky, and it smells amazing. I promise you guys. And after I apply this bad boy, we are going to blow dry. So make sure you apply it all over your head. And now it's time for the blow drying stage. Guys, and you want to make sure you also have grease with you to moisturize your hair while you braid. I'm going to be using the Tropic Isle black castor oil. Okay. Now we're going to part our hair down the middle so that way we can create the braiding pattern that we desire. And of course, when you apply your closure on the top of your head and you do a middle part, it'll look more natural. You don't want, you know, like your hair to be all over the place underneath the closure and then your closure's looking like who did it and who done it, you know? So I'm going to part this bad boy. Okay, now it's time to add some extensions, baby. Now, keep in mind that everybody's hair is not the same. If your hair is thick and you really don't have to apply extensions, don't. But for my sake, I have coolie hair. Coolie is like soft and curly, but like nothing stays in my head, so I have to put extensions so that way when I do a sew in and I do my closure, it'll be secure. It won't slide out or anything like that, and that's something we don't want. Also keep in mind that when you're braiding your hair, you're going to keep your baby hairs out, because that's actually going to be the next step that we're going to do. We're going to slay our baby hairs because when we do have the sewing completely done, you want it to look like it's yours. You don't want it to look like you actually just added extensions into your hair, which is some complete BS. You know, you don't want to be looking crazy, boo. We not gonna do that to you. So what we gonna do is slay this bad boy, okay? And I'm gonna help you guys do this. We're gonna do this together. So braid, you're gonna braid all the way down just like this, all around throughout the head. Okay, and it's gonna look like this. Yes, baby. Now it's time to slay them baby hairs. Ooh wee. So I'm going to be using the Style Factor Edge Booster Hair Pomade Stick, and it smells like peach. Let your peach flow. I love this stick, guys. It's actually easy to use. You can actually carry it anywhere. You have to still have a brush with you regardless, but it's easy to apply. So I'm going to be using a baby hair brush to lay down my baby hairs. If you don't have this type of brush, you can purchase it at a local beauty supply store. I purchased it on wish.com for $1. I love Wish. I get most of my like little knickknacks off of wish.com, and I only spend like $1, $2. So it's lit. So try that, guys. You guys might like it. But if you don't have a baby hair brush, you can actually use a comb or a regular brush. Okay, and make sure, guys, when you guys are braiding your hair, that you connect the braid like you just seen here, because now when you're finished doing the braids and they're all dangling, it's gonna make you do more work if you have to sew all the braids going back. So you want your braids to look like this. Okay, don't forget, y'all. Y'all have to add some moisturizer to that scalp. Okay, we don't want our scalps looking all dry and stuff, so make sure you do that as you braid along. And again, I'm going to be using the Tropical Isle black castor oil. Okay, so now guys, when you are braiding your hair, each side should be more on like flowing on that side, you know. So like the whole left side, all the braids is going to be incorporated into one braid because you're going to connect them all together. And then when you're on the right side, ow, you're going to do the same thing. So all the braids on the left and right is going to flow on the same side, and it's going to go and feed into one big ponytail. Okay, so you should be left with two big pigtails like this here, and it's going to look like this. I'm loving it so far, guys. You know, it's coming together. I mean, it's a process, but as long as you have the patience, you'll get it. But this is the easy way to do the sewing. I don't want to do like a complete difficult braiding pattern for you guys, because you know, I'm trying to do it for beginners right about now, guys. I'll do like for the pros later. So now we're gonna tuck our braids inside, so that way when it's time to lay that cap down, baby, you ain't got no issues. Your hair ain't dangling. You ain't got to do some extra sewing. Like, I'm basically trying to minimize the amount of sewing that we have to do. Okay, I'm trying to do it easy. Just like that. Just like that. Yes, now time to apply the weaving net. I purchased this one at Sally Beauties, but of course you can purchase it at any local beauty supply store. There's all type of different weaving nets. You got the regular weaving net that you just fold out, you place into your head, you sew it down, then you have to cut it off. But this is the weaving cap. The reason why I chose the weaving cap was so that way the process for me was much easier. Okay. So as you can see, I'm gonna lay this bad boy on easy. Make sure you lay it down completely because you don't want no lumps.
I'm what you need, baby. I'm a blessing. Just be careful, you might sneeze. Love it when I pull up and I put it in her spleen. SWV, get her so weak in her knees. I know what you want, what you need. I know what you want. I know what you need. I know what you want, what you need. I know what you want.
And it's supposed to look like that, yo. Yes. Alright guys, now we're gonna thread our needle. I'm using nylon thread, 100% nylon thread that I purchased at Sally Beauty. But you can purchase the nylon thread at any local beauty supply store. You can use polyester too, but I would recommend nylon. Nylon is just my favorite, hands down. And right now, after you thread your needle, we're gonna double knot the ends. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that right now. So I did one knot. That's what it's supposed to look like. And then over that one knot, you're going to do the same double knot, so that way it makes it a little wider. And this is to secure the tracks in. Okay, so it's supposed to look like this, and you'll be good, I promise you. Now it's time to sew this bad boy down. Yes. All right, so I'm doing an under sewing, and we're gonna start from the front. So when I first started off, I sewed under and then I went over. Okay, so when you first insert your needle, you're gonna go under, but then finishing off, you're gonna want to go over. Okay, if that makes any sense. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying, but if not, then you guys can always, you know, rewind the video back and see. But we're going to make sure we sew this bad boy down throughout the whole entire head. We want this weaving net to be as secure as possible. Again, so that way the tracks do not come out. We do not need that happening because, you know, sometimes people be walking outside with their tracks dangling and they don't even know. And then you got these people out here that just be laughing at them and, you know, putting them on World Star and stuff. So we ain't trying to end up on no World Star for our tracks dangling and nothing like that. So with that being said, we are going to sew this bad boy throughout the whole entire head, so that way our tracks are secure, the style is secure. This also gives you more space to sew down, which is why I love it so much. That's what all the extra holes is for, because even if you didn't have hair in that location or that area or whatever on your head, you can use the weaving net to actually sew down the track, and the track will still be secure. It's possible, and I love that about it. Alright, so Now we about to be done with this bad boy. Okay. And now we're just going to knot this boy after this. After you finish sewing down the track, and it's time to finally snip, cut that bad boy off. Alright, and then we're gonna just do a quick double knot. So you're gonna tie it one time. Make sure you pull the strings. You're gonna tie it one time, and then after that one time, make sure you tie it again. Again, you want it to be secure, very secure, okay? And this is gonna keep your net in place. I love it, guys. I love it so much. I really, really, really do. All right, now that's done. Okay, so when you reach to the top of your head, make sure you sew down the net to the root of each braid, okay? So the reason for this is when it's time for us to snip down the middle, which would be the neck process, so that way it doesn't block your closure. The net wouldn't slide off. Now keep in mind, this is a net cap, not the regular net, okay? So you want the net cap to be secure as possible. So with that being said, depending on how many braids you got, so if you got 12 braids, just know that when you get to the top of your head, you have to sew that cap down to each braid. So that's 12 braids you're gonna have to sew the cap down to, okay? Now it's time to cut this bad boy, and all we're doing is a little snip down the middle. Yes, babies. Yes, babies. A little snip, just like that. And if there's any extra net, you know, just snip that off. And now it's time to add the closure in. Woo! Guys, when we put the closure on the top of our heads, please make sure that the middle part on the closure lines up with your middle part on your natural hair. Okay? So, let me explain it here. So when it's time to sew down the closure, and as I said, you're supposed to actually line up the middle part from the closure to the middle part on your natural head, and that's so that way when we do sew it down and the style is finished, you know, the closure doesn't move, and your part would look natural. It wouldn't look like, you know, somebody just threw on a closure and you have a whole ponytail under your head, so you can't really see the part. It will basically be pointless. Guys, also sorry, I over processed my damn knots. I'm so pissed off, okay? Because all I keep looking at right now is the freaking bleach stain that I have on my hair, and that now I have to re-dye it back black because I over bleached the knots. It's a freaking mess. So guys, another thing, right? You have to bleach your knots, and I'm so sorry that I didn't put it in the video, but you do have to bleach your knots before you do put the closure in, and this is so that way it does look natural. And then, you know, you have to pluck and stuff too, but I promise you guys I will make another video for that. But when it comes to over processing or over bleaching your knots, I should do a video for that too. So I'm going to do a video for that too, so you guys can see what we do in cases like that. Now if it was an emergency, you know, like beauty supply stores has like root touch-ups and stuff like that, but if you had time, I would tell you to re-bleach that hair, baby, and you can re-bleach it while it's on your head. So if you do it right now, secure it down how it should, then you should have no problems. But you know, let's get back into the sewing part. So the sewing part, of course, I'm sewing under, and you're sewing from left to right on the top of your head for the closure. You want to make sure that it's secure as possible, and you're not going through any extra problems or anything like that. So you're gonna sew it down just like this, okay? But guys, when you reach the front of your head on both the left and right side, so like the ending of the sew-in or the beginning of the sew-in, you're gonna do a double sew. So you're gonna loop it one time, and you're gonna loop it again, and then you're gonna continue on around the head. But when you continue on around the head, you're just gonna do a single sew. The reason why you're gonna do a double sew in the front of your head is so that way it locks down, it's secured, it doesn't look like your closure is being lifted. It looks like it's actually laid down, okay? So that's what we're gonna do here, and we're almost done with the process. Just gonna make sure, you know, we get that bad boy in. Do a braid. Guys, I'm so aggravated now. I'm really aggravated because I really have to do extra work now. And it's not fair, guys. I'm so sad. Dang, I really gotta re-bleach my roots. But we're gonna keep sewing this bad boy down. As I said, from the left to the right, to the right to the left, either or. Just make sure that you secure the closure down. And if it's not as clear, keep in mind, guys, that you can always rewind the video back. I am sorry that I didn't put all the steps exactly in this video, but I promise you I will have tons of videos coming and I will touch up on all these parts, because, you know, a lot of people want to be self-taught. People don't really like going to the hair salon no more and spending that money when you can go home and do it yourself for free. And all you have to spend money on is the products, basically. So you're good on that one. So right now, I finally reached the back of my head where we do the closure. I know it looks weird, right? Like how I can even find the part that I want to sew down, guys. I use my fingers. Believe it or not, I use my fingers. And yes, I had on like 3 band-aids after this video because I was rushing and I poked myself a few times. But we're just going to keep looping this bad boy through. Use your finger to guide you. I don't know if you guys noticed so far though, but I pressed down on the area that I want to sew. And then I would use my right hand to loop through that needle where I'm applying the pressure. So we're going to keep sewing this bad boy down. Hallelujah. We almost done, guys. And we're going to snip. Cut it. And then after we cut, we're actually going to do a double knot. Okay. So we're going to pull the string to make sure it's tight enough. And then we're just going to tie it down twice. So we're going to do a double knot just like we did for the weaving net. We're going to do a lot of double knotting. So keep that in mind, okay? This time I probably tied it probably like a good 3 or 4 times. I just wanted to make sure that the closure was secured, because you don't want to be having to deal with a closure sliding all over the place. That's just gonna look crazy and it ain't cute. It's not cute at all, trust. So now after you sew it down, you're going to detangle it, because any extra excess hairs that might have been caught up in the sewing, you want it to fall down like every other strand, so that way your hair looks even. We don't need anything to be lifted, okay? Now it's time to slay the back, y'all. Yes, now it's time to slay the back. So starting off, when you apply the track in that first spot, when you first start sewing, you're going to do a double sew so that way it's secure. And then as you keep going, you're just going to do a single sew, okay? So keep in mind that only at the 2 ends where the track begins and where the track ends on your head is where you're doing the double sewing. Throughout the rest of the sewing process, you're just doing a single sew. So if you don't understand what that means, again, once you put the needle through your head or through the track and through the net, because that's what you're supposed to do, you're going to do that twice in the same spot, and then you're going to continue doing it like singularly. There we go. All right. And now we're going to snip because that one's secure. And then we're going to do another double knot right here and call it a day. And this is also to secure the track, of course. So anytime you run out of any type of needle or thread, well, you ain't gonna run out of needles, the needle's gonna stay, but when you run out of thread, you're just gonna do a double knot where you left off, and then, you know, thread another needle. Hopefully you already have some threaded, and you're gonna keep going. But this is the finishing look once you finish, guys. And when you start off, the first track that you apply underneath your head, please under sew, don't over sew, so that way when it's time to put your hair in a ponytail, it looks natural, okay? It looks completely natural. But we almost done, guys. So when you get to the front of your head, it's the same process, nothing new. Just gonna double sew in the front, of course. Make sure that bad boy is secured. Keep double sewing in the front. That's exactly what we're gonna do here. Let's see, what other tips do I have for you guys? When you get to the front of your head, there's a specific way to lay down the track. You don't want to do it like in a circular motion or anything like that. Like some people, they would do it straight. So like they would apply the track as if it was the regular track. So you know how you apply the track and it doesn't have like a curve. But what I did was, my first track that I did in the front, I actually placed the front one to the ending of the closure. So like the track would touch the closure and I would basically sew it down together, and then I will finish sewing down the track. Now if you didn't see that part, please do rewind back. Again guys, I am so sorry, because I will be doing another video to show you guys how I do all of that. I know it's a lot to take in, but you know, once you do it a couple times, you should be good. Or if you're like me and you see it once and you're able to do it after, because I'm a fast learner, so I have faith in you guys. But yeah, when you're starting to put your tracks in the front now, you would actually want to start sewing it down to your closure first, and then sew it throughout the rest of your head. Okay? And the reason for this, the reason why we sew the tracks down to the closure, so that way it's a more natural look. So that's the goal here, guys, to make the sewing look as natural as possible. We don't want it to look crazy, to where somebody can tell it's a wig or a weave or any type of extensions in your hair, okay? So we're just gonna keep sewing this bad boy on down. Yeah, keep sewing this bad boy on there. Right? Also guys, don't forget that I know it might be a little hard, but just use your fingers to guide you, and I promise you, you'll be just fine, okay? I promise you. And now, guys, I am so sorry that it's dark, but I was just trying to show you guys exactly how I sewed down the closure, the track to the closure. But basically, when you finish off that last track, when you sew down the track, when you put the needle through, make sure that you also loop it through the ending of the closure, okay? Cool. Now it's time to detangle this bad boy. Yes, we're gonna make sure we untangle this bad boy, because we don't want any hairs flying all over the place or uneven or anything like that. We want it to be as neat as possible, okay guys? And now it's actually time to flat iron this baby. We're gonna flatten the closure so that way it looks more presentable, okay? We don't want no lumps and bumps. If you have a hot comb, you can use a hot comb, but I'm using a flat iron because I don't have to do so much to the closure, just certain parts, okay? And now it's time to add some moisture to the hair. So I added some water, guys, to give it like a cute little curl pattern. And this is the finishing look, guys. I'm loving it. Alright, stop. Concealer time. Ooh. Oh. Guys, I'm using L'Oreal True Match. And we're going to just take that and actually dap a little bit in the middle part, so that way it looks natural, okay? It basically makes it look like the color of your skin. So here we are. This is the finishing look.